All right, here we go with another episode of Panther Airsoft Holding Table Talk, and let me just double check. This time I hit record. Yes, I hit record. Welcome, guys,
Hey.
Hello and welcome to another episode.
to another episode, to another update on this bill. But first of all,
Uh,
let's just go through our regular show formats here. We got Mr. Mac here, Ministry of
he-
Field
uh,
updates, I guess. Go
look,
ahead.
what's going on at the field?
There you
Okay,
go.
guys. Basically, we've made some COVID changes. Just in the rule in light of recent events and everything like that, we have made some recent changes. So appreciate everyone that has been out and following and complying with the changes. Um, and to those that haven't been out yet and stuff like that, we are still trying to provide a safe environment for airsoft and everything and such. And we are able to be open, providing a safe environment. So, our new rules are not new, but just basically what we're trying to help facilitate everyone is just please wear a mask, everybody and anybody. Wear a mask at all times, unless you're eating or drinking and stuff like that. And try your best to maintain a 10-foot social distance with anyone who's outside of your household. I'm not going to get mad at the guys that are coming out with their brothers and stuff like that to play high tack. Um, but anyone just try your best, guys. I know it's not easy. I know it's sometimes difficult and stuff like that, but I know we're all going to do our best to help each other with that. So yeah, it's not about calling each other out, but it's just about reminding each other. So other than that, um because of some of the new regulations that are being passed and everything like that with health guidelines, is we are locking down um, city fields, so we are no longer going to be able to play in there just because we're trying to do our best to mitigate any chance of transmissions or anything like that with COVID. So we can't have people in the building at the same time and everything as such. um, so that's the reason. It's not because somebody went like full bore and ran into my wall and like destroyed it or anything like
You
that.
sound
Um,
salty. You sound really salty.
no, no, I was just really disappointed that somebody decided to run full tilt into the wall. I mean, you run around the wall, I
Who's in the
understand,
wrong
but
here? Did you put enough screws, or did they just
yo,
juggernaut
they're
it in
wearing.
there?
Look, it was a big dude. I don't blame him for going through that, but also hit the brakes, bro. Hit the brakes. But yeah, so guys, we're doing that, and then so we're gonna be able to try and facilitate a gameplay over on. It's ironic. We used to we call it airsoft side still, boy, back in your day, right?
Yeah, it was
Uh,
airsoft side back then.
yeah, but the main thing, guys, is we will have play in the big open areas across the river. So please, make sure you listen to the game rules and everything like that. The game's set up for any gameplay that will be happening across there. There are designated crossing points, so please stay out of the river. Everybody knows why. And yeah, the rules around that are pretty plain and simple, guys. Is we don't play in the river, we play around the river. So make sure you are not
Near
playing
the
in the
river.
river.
That is a
Yeah,
ecologically protected area.
well, it's a salmon river, guys.
Yep.
So if you are lucky enough to be around during salmon spawning season, you can see them. Like this year was really great to see them all going up the river. Like, it's a natural thing. Other than that, we get to enjoy the big open area that is about 15 to 20 acres on the other side. So if you guys haven't been over there, awesome. If you have been over there, there have been some recent changes and stuff, thanks to the MagFed and TAC Mafia, I believe.
Yep.
So appreciate it to those guys. I know they're paintballers, but we're just we're two wings of the same bird, guys. That's what it is, right? We're playing with air guns.
It's also a good segue.
Um,
We're in the same fight for this bill as well. Yeah, keep
I
going.
think I think that I was gonna say that just about wraps it up for me. Let's roll on down to airsoft news.
Ah,
As in, like,
hi.
not related to Bill C-21. How's it going there,
Look, we'll
Tack?
get to that.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, well, elephant in the room, guys. Bill C-21, as you probably have noticed, if you have any notifications on Facebook, Instagram, or any kind of social media, it's dinging hard on Bill C-21. Like even our friendly neighbors down south, as well as our friends back over in Europe and stuff like that, are sharing it like crazy, trying to spread the word and stuff like that. So we really appreciate it. I believe we finally have a what's it, an official e-petition sponsored by an MP at the moment, and it has garnered over 10,000 signatures, I believe.
No. It is 1,300 as of Thursday night right now.
Oh, 1,300. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And the member of parliament that is responsible for bringing it up is Terry Dowdall, Simcoe Gray conservative.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
this e-petition, actually, I'll give you a little bit of history here. It was put up by Nicholas Martin. If you guys are familiar with Airsoft Canada, he is pretty big, quiet, but pretty big figurehead in Airsoft Canada in terms of back in Ontario. It is awesome that he's done all this work. A little bit of history again for what's happening here is I'm part of the Airsoft in Canada group, or ASIC is what they call it, and we're basically fighting in the same cause for all of the provinces in Canada to get this bill amended or, rejected even. Um, Everyone's in the same fight, even the paintballs, as we were mentioning there. And this e-petition is great. It shows that there's a huge support from the airsoft community, a combined effort in the airsoft community to get the government to, either remove airsoft or put it in its own category or whatever we want to do with it. Right now, we're just trying to make sure that we're saving our sport, right? So that's what the group is all about. And I probably had countless sleepless nights since the 16th when the bill came out. As you
I
can
don't
see
think
from
you've
my,
slept, boy.
I'm pretty tired right now. Just my phone dinging and my phone actually dying halfway through the day because it's running out of batteries.
Well,
While with full time work too, right? So
yeah.
yeah,
And I think a big thing too is that this is sort of like bridge that gap, where like both hobbyists and, sports enthusiast style people are kind of coming together because it's like essentially both. And you know what? We don't want to lose our toys,
yeah.
right? So
That's
everyone's coming together, and it's
that's
really,
pretty
really
much
good.
the what Tim was talking about last week is like something will come
Mhm.
out of this, and here we are with
Mhm.
ASIC as a big group, as a big body group even. Each province has its own representative. I'm part of the BC representative, and then we have our own little council in BC that's dealing with our stuff here. Um, it's always been like, east versus west with airsoft. Where over here we're not really isolationists. We're like we deal with our own issues here, and then back over there they kind of have their own world over there, kind of like our voting system in a way where they weigh more over that side, and then over
Yeah.
here is like kind of very
Well,
not
there's
much.
just
So
a
that
lot more of them.
yeah, there's a lot more of them.
There's a lot more of them.
You could tell by the e-petition actually how much signatures came from each province. So right now, Ontario, I would expect would have the most. Let me just double check here.
Mhm.
Yeah, about 5,000, and then for BC it's about 2,000. So you can see there is that sort of political sort of like not divide, but like the numbers, right? Just like an election. And
Difference.
Quebec actually has a lot as well. It's at 3,200. So
Mhm.
that's a pretty good amount. So
Oh,
Quebec
so
has
we so
done
so so we do have like 10,000
yeah,
plus signatures.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
There's
So
13,000 signatures.
it's awesome to see the whole community come together on this, especially
Mhm.
a petition that's only been open for what is it, like not
A
even a
day?
day,
Yeah,
and
like a day
it's
for
grown to
sure.
13,000. Not
Mhm.
bad.
That's
It's
pretty good.
pretty good. It's pretty good. If you haven't seen the e-petition, that's e-3201. I would suggest you sign it, and if it's down at the links below as well, guys. If you're on YouTube, I'm gonna try and put it on our podcast and stuff, and send it out to your family and friends. Let them know that this is your sport, your hobby. What keeps you sane? What keeps you,
Mhm.
in a good mental health? What keeps you active? Whatever it is that you think airsoft is, and you want to keep it. Send it
Mhm.
out to your family. Send it out to your friends. What is it? Someone said to me that you count for 4 votes. That's your local area plus your family, right? You count as 4 votes because you're convincing other people otherwise that, this is what you're fighting for, this is what you believe in, and then it'll apply to them. Well,
Mhm.
maybe not. Depends on that. But if this is important to you, get other people to sign it. Convince
Mhm.
them otherwise. I'm not saying force them, but you have the power to convince other people that this is something worth saving for. If this is something worth fighting for, then it's really up to you to fight for it, right? That's how this community has grown to be such a big community right now because of this one issue, Bill C-21. It's just
Mhm.
introduced something that'll take something away from us, and look how fast we reacted to that, and it's
Mhm.
awesome. There's a lot of people in the background that's doing a lot of work on this, myself as well, passing on information to like people. Yeah, it's just tireless work, but I do it because I I wouldn't say I have a purpose, but I love the community. I love airsoft, and yeah, I don't know. I just do it because I love you guys. I love the
Well,
sport.
Koi,
Yeah,
yeah, well, you're a vet, man. You've been in this
yeah,
this whole community for a really long time, and that's why it's really like nice to be able to like look towards you for these updates and stuff like that. So I know a bunch of people at the field are going to appreciate this if they haven't been able to get any clear updates. So
yeah,
there it is for that.
Mhm.
yeah. So there's the e-petition. Sorry, it was a long-winded sort of thing there,
Yeah.
but it took a lot of work to get this
What
going.
was sorry,
Yeah,
what was the heading again? Because I know for guys who are listening or haven't been aware of it, if you don't find the link, you can go to like I think it's
yeah.
houseofcommons.ca. You can search it up.
houseofcommons.ca or our house. Sorry. Petitions.ourcommons.ca, and then you can find it under E-3201. Again, that is E-3201. Public
Yeah.
safety. Keyword is air, space guns, and safety. And yeah, you'll find it in there. You'll find it that it'll be probably by tomorrow. It'll be the biggest petition that they have currently running.
Mhm.
Um, sorry, Tack. Go ahead with the news there.
Well, there's not really much for news, guys. Obviously, like I was saying, with the notifications and everything, everything is flooded with this whole bill thing. Everyone's really passionate about that, which is something that we really, really love, and we want you guys to keep that going, right? But at the same time, right? Um, non-news related, everyone's got to make sure that they kind of corral their emotions, and kind of calm down a little bit. Trust in, your I don't want to say like superiors, but your wise leaders, guys like Poi, guys like Nicholas and stuff like that, guys who can,
Your
take this in a
community
more,
leaders.
yeah, your community leaders who can take this in a more rational sort of way, right, and deal with it in the proper channels, right? But doesn't mean that we can't all share our passion
Yeah.
on Facebook and other social media
Yeah, the
platforms.
only thing we ask for as your sort of community representatives is share all the stuff that we post up, especially in Airsoft in Canada or savingairsoft.ca. If you haven't
Hmm.
subscribed to them, please do. Um, yeah, just follow them, and then if we share something, share it back to the community. It's if
Hmm.
if you're that person that wants to help and wants to help somehow, just share it to everybody, right? It's not. It's like when you're sharing it in social media, you're sharing it to your local groups of friends and people. Sometimes we can't touch that group of people that you have, all right? And if you send it out, even if your other friends are sending it out, that means that you're making a positive impact on this movement that we have.
Hmm.
So there you go. That's
Exactly.
if you want to do something, that's it. Or just give me a pat on the back and
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and
yeah.
also I want keep in mind for everyone too is like now's the time to sort of express to everyone, the reasons why we got into airsoft, um, why we love, playing airsoft and stuff like that, and at the same time sort of show people, the measures that we take, so that we can have fun and be safe because um can't take half measures here because if you get hurt, then it's game over, right? So, I feel like there's a huge misunderstanding with a lot of people out there. When I talk to a lot of people who think that we just go in blind and stuff like that, and I think it's really important that we try and educate people. And by educate, I don't mean be condescending. I mean educate. Truly ask a question. Listen to them and stuff like that, and respond to them, properly. I'm not talking about like standing over there and being like, like this is how it is, kind of. You want to avoid that because people aren't going to listen.
Yeah, I mean,
Even if you're right.
in
Yeah.
terms of like showing what airsoft is, I would not push for sort of like your gun or gear collection. Honestly, that's something that
That comes
we
later.
like as airsofters, but as an outsider per se, show them what matters the most, which is
Well,
community.
exactly. That's the way I would put it. It would basically be like, show me the reason why you're there.
Yeah.
Because I know you're not there at the end of the day for your plate carrier. I know you're not there at the end of the day because you want to be able to shoot full auto or something. Yeah, it's fun, but I mean, honestly, it like loses. It's like I don't even care.
Yeah.
But like yeah, you're
And
not coming back every weekend for that. You're coming back, for everything else.
uh, let me just put this down on my last sort of words for it is you're not there for like your gear and your guns or your airsoft markers. I guess we got to start calling it that now.
Yeah,
You're not those don't last. It's the friendships that last the most longer. It's the friendship that lasts the longest when you're out playing, with your community, with your airsoft community, with your friends, or with your team, right? You come there every weekend, even though you don't have to, right? To to hang out with
Yeah.
your friends.
Yeah. Why do we show up every weekend?
You guys work there. I work
all
there.
right.
Well,
Sorry.
that's besides the point. Okay, I feel like we were like volunteered for that,
Yeah. Yep.
But at the same time, it's just like seriously, right? It's like it's because we like the people,
Yep.
and I like the people that I see who go there, come to these things and stuff like that, who are curious about it and stuff, because for a lot of people who are for outside of this are under some assumption that only one-minded sort of people come to airsoft to have fun, which is so unfortunate to hear because I have never seen such a diverse community.
Yeah.
And I'm not even kidding you, right? Like you'll be sitting there and you'll be like hanging out with someone and not realizing like you might have something in common with one person, and then the other person across from you have something in common with that, and you're just sitting there going like, man, like what do you do? And then what do you do? And it's like you're meeting people that you wouldn't have seen normally, and I think it's really really cool.
Yeah, that's the one thing I've seen at the field is like our greatest strength is our diversity and our tolerance because we're out there with differing political opinions and differing ideologies and differing, opinions and whatnot. But we all go out there and play airsoft regardless. And, we have our bad moments where we get angry at one dude because he's not calling his hits.
We're
Whatever.
human.
It's part of the game. It's part of the game. Get used to it. Yeah, it gets heated.
Exactly.
Either way, unless you're really bad and you cause fights, then that's when we kick you out. But not straight to the point, right? Our diversity and our tolerance is our biggest strength here. And they basically when I've been going through my chat logs of people just messaging me and people looking for how to help and stuff, and people saying how this sport saved them and stuff. Um, it's just one of those things where I find these are all people from different walks of life that I generally would not be able to talk to on a regular basis, and they're coming out and showing support to me or giving me what's happening at their end and such. And it's awesome seeing that because it that just gives me more strength to like kind of keep going on and sort of push through with ASIC as well. And those guys are working hard as well to keep this going. And yeah, it's just a huge support. Sorry, I guess I kind of got off track there. Yeah, diversity and
Yeah,
and
well, hey,
and
man,
tolerance.
diversity
They
subject, man.
oh, okay,
Like,
sorry. Sorry, that's what I was trying to get into is they picked on the wrong group basically
yeah,
to
well, it's like,
to ban something because they did not realize by banning replicas it would ban us. Yes, I think Bill Blair had the unfortunate mishap of listening to the police commissioners, and
Well,
going
that
and
opinion's 20 years old.
yeah, and they're going through it, and then they're just gonna be like, okay, we're just gonna put it in here, and because they requested it, right? It's not because he wanted to do it, right? It's just like us going to them now and trying to turn this around because we are the louder voice at this point, right? So, like I said, they picked the wrong group because we are, very vocal. We're not that
Highly
one-sided.
opinionated.
Yeah, we're not that one-sided group that we were mentioning here, right? Like we're not like that gun nut group or whatever, right? We are a very diverse group, right? If it was the gun nut group, then this campaign would have been over right away because we would have just jumped into, let's say, like, the gun lobbyist group and stuck with them the entire way through. But me, especially in BC, I find that our opinions here differ because we are not sort of the gun nut group, or someone that kind of dives into airsofts are guns and this and that, and we're just gonna stick it with here and then ignore the fact that there's a community involved in this. I find that for our opinions here sort of mixes in with, like, we're not like back east where it's almost like a big gun community. Over here is like kind of different. It's like we we are not really into the gun advocacy as much as back there is, but over here we're like,
Mm,
once it's a huge debate. It could be a huge debate right now, honestly.
Yeah, boy, because I would just be careful because it's like you do have a gun community out here. They're
Yeah,
very
I
strong.
understand.
I wouldn't say that they
Okay,
were big,
just
but
just a
like,
disclaimer. I do.
yeah,
I have a pal and our
it
pal,
depends. Yes, you do.
and I own my own guns, right? So I do like shooting real steel guns, right?
So
But as
you are
far
in the community.
to the
you're
most, yes.
You're like the
you're in.
Yeah.
door. You have gone in to the
Yeah,
living room and you
yeah.
you had lunch and you left. Okay, like
Yeah, so
that's
you could
what it
say
is.
I'm like that guy that flip flops back and forth. Like, I'm more towards airsoft because it is my main hobby, right?
Mm,
If you would say, like, gun ownership and firearm ownership is like my thing, and I hopped into that hobby, or whatever you want to call sport, then I would protect it more. But I lie between this side, which is airsoft, because that is my community, right? And
It's
that
where your
is what
heart is.
that is where my heart is, and that's where in my opinion, that's where I'm fighting. Where I fight for what I believe in at that point,
mhm.
and that is what I'm fighting for: is airsoft being sort of removed from the bill and either putting it in its own category or just exempting it from criminal codes
Just
and
getting it
stuff.
recognized
Yeah,
Well,
would be the
I
it
the
just
biggest
needs to be in the law.
highlight.
That's our biggest goal
yeah,
here, and I believe that's what everyone understands. It's like what our main aim is that we want it to be written in like the law,
yeah,
because
Defined,
our
yeah.
biggest thing is that we've been hiding in the gray line on both
yeah,
sides. You know, one, and this is the thing that everyone seems to get confused at. When they hear rules, there are no actual rules for airsoft. They are guidelines that prevent them from being prohibited, right? And what this bill is making it is that making them prohibited, which in
yeah,
essence is making them uh, destroying our whole hobby and sport, and that's the
yeah.
whole reason why
That's
we're
our
fighting. We want it
previous
in law.
episode on what the law is,
Yeah.
or is
And
gonna
what it'll
change.
do. Yeah.
Currently, just to keep everybody up to date, it is
Mhm.
like Bill C-21 is not in law yet. It is proposed. It is at its first stage. It is still legal to own airsoft guns,
Mhm.
and don't worry yet. No
Well, update
panic.
on that, right,
Yeah,
boy? Like they
we'll
just had their first reading,
yep.
and
Yeah.
now
The
they're gonna
second
go
reading is gonna be.
into.
The second reading's got it. By the time this video releases, the second reading has already been read,
There we
and
go.
we
We are
don't
at
know
second reading.
what time or what sort of state it's gonna be in at this point. But we'll have a video for that next time. Just for updates. Um, but in light of things, the positive notes here that we're gonna take away from this is, remember when we were telling everybody last week to call their MPs or email their
Mm.
MPs? Well, that has worked. There is some positive light coming from um all parties right now, saying that,
Mm.
wow, this is like a big mistake, or one of the comments was, wow, we didn't realize you guys existed. Well,
I
we
think that's the main factor, Poi,
Mm.
that a lot of people are coming to the fact that this community was like in the dark for a really long time. So like, people were aware of, people playing paintball, or they might have been aware of airsoft or anything like that. But I really don't think anyone in particular had any idea how vast and deep this goes, because again, the Canadian airsoft market is like, and just community is branching all across all of our provinces.
mm-hmm,
We go across state lines and go down to like, we go across, they come up, like, because the Americans and stuff, like, guys, we're all so close. Our market goes down to theirs, their market
yeah,
comes up to us, like, there's a lot of spinning gears here, and I think that's where it comes down to people realizing that it's like, oh, whoa, if we really do reclassify this and make these make this into law, like you're literally just outsing an entire
Yeah.
business and community,
Yeah.
So
And with with our emails and calls being fielded to our local MPs,
members, yeah,
members of parliament, they are basically putting in auto responses now, especially from the government that is supporting right now. They're fielding in auto responses, say, this bill will protect for public safety, yada yada yada. But we all know those are auto responses. But talking to a few of them, that people that managed to talk to a few of the representatives, realizing that it might have been a mistake, they should be re-amended. Those are some of the comments that we're getting. Positive light from like a few NDP members saying, "Wow, that's kind of weird. That it's gonna destroy your community." Some like there are positive responses from some of those members, especially in Quebec, seeing that the petition here has like almost 3,000, well, above 3,000 petitions and people signing it in Quebec. Yeah, the Bloc Québécois is also in it as well, saying that, hey, like, this is wrong. Like airsoft should not be part of this like bill.
Yeah, they're after the real guns.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, to be
we're
real,
we're we're
sorry,
we're not talking.
like, yeah,
We're not the CFR or anything like that. We're not going to talk about real guns. Our protection comes from airsoft first and airsoft only, right? We're like that's our line here, right? If when it comes to the C-21 bill, there are things in there that are great, right? If you want to check out what the bill is all about, in terms of what it is, there's a lot more than just airsoft itself. I would say 10% is just airsoft because we're just part of the replica part and the low velocity. But you could look up videos like Ian Runkel will dissect and go through every part of that bill.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and if you want to go through that, we're not the video to do that. Go through his video because he talks the entire bill. We're just talking about the replica portion of it, and as well as
qualified.
yeah, yeah. So we're getting some pretty good feedbacks from you guys, the viewers, the listeners, you guys fielding all those emails and calls, and then yeah, just keep at it. Let them know we officially have an ePetition now, right? And that gives us the ammunition, especially like the amount of signatures that are under. It's awesome. Keep that going to them. Make sure that you let them know, and make sure you let them know the community, right? Not our not our gear or gun collection, our what the community that we have here, the positive impact on your health. And just keep going. The media presence. I guess we'll skip through the media presence. There has been pretty overwhelmingly great. Some not good, some okay. I would say I've noticed that CBC kind of labels us into the firearms community sort of deal, but again, that's what they want to paint us. That's fine, but we do our best to answer and field their questions. Again, if you guys need help prepping for these interviews or anything like that, let us know. Let Airsoft in Canada know. We can help you, guide you on how to talk to the media and not paint it a bad image, right? So
we'll just get our shared point of view across,
yeah,
right? Because it's like not everyone, like no one's coming here to have a bad time. Everyone's here to have a good time.
Yeah. So speaking of media presence, I don't know if you guys seen Zimming's video out there. Pretty cool video, honestly. It shows a bunch of people all around Canada. Annabelle was there, by the way.
Oh,
she was.
She
I did
was.
see that. That was my favorite part.
I'll run a little bit of the video here. Let me just run it here.
I'm Rob or Robo Murray. In my day-to-day, I'm a product manager in corporate security.
Hi, I'm Ian, and I'm a lawyer.
My name is Ken Chung, and I run 007 Airsoft in Calgary, Alberta.
Bonjour, je me présente Jessie.
So, I just ran it a little bit there, but this video basically showcases the people of Airsoft, not, again, the guns, not the gear. It is the people behind it. I believe this is more specially interested towards the business end of things. which is great because airsoft is also a business, and if you're hitting people where it hurts their money, their pockets, especially the government, doing that, it'll have a huger impact because these guys, you know, feed our economy at this point, and you as the buyer will buy towards those stores. So it's awesome that Zimming released this video. Really awesome of him doing it. He also needs sleep too.
Yeah,
Poor
he
guy
still
has
needs to
been at so many intervie's right now.
He's on
Yeah.
autopilot, I believe.
Well, he's
No,
fighting
he's
a
he's
good fight. I'm very
He,
proud of
he's
him.
on Red
he's
Bull.
on he's on auto respond as well.
Yeah,
Like
he's on auto respond. Yeah, no, media presence is good. Keep it up, guys. Keep up the good fight with the media. If people want to talk to you and you have no idea what to talk about, come talk to Airsoft in Canada. The Facebook group is there. Airsoft in Canada or savingairsoft.ca.
That one.
Get a hold of them and they will give you pointers on how to deal with it.
Yeah.
That's like
That was yeah,
yeah.
like with the way everything's been going over the last week,
That's about it. It's a
yeah,
spotlight on the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
yeah.
So since this video is coming out after the reading, hopefully it turns out to be, or the second reading turns out to be good. I have a feeling it's going to turn out to be good due to the positive sort of impact we've made on our calls and our emails. What is the next step here? Someone want to go over some of the next steps of what it goes through in Parliament or in the House of Commons?
Well, so from what I understand,
Here,
and I'm
I have it
no
right in front of
scholar.
me if you'd like.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, Mac, go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
right now,
Take it
basically
from the
for
horse's mouth.
yeah, well, exactly. It's just the legislative process. It's a flow chart that I'm looking at right here, guys.
Yeah.
If
Us
you
who love
have,
flow
Let me
charts.
pull it
it's a
up.
flow chart. If you guys would like, you can look it through us with us. So
Okay, so I have the
basically,
flow chart here. Go ahead.
yeah, so the legislative process, right now, guys, we have just had the bill introduced and it's gone into its first reading. When after this video is posted live and everything like that, it will be completed on the second reading. So obviously, there's a lot of steps for change here, if you guys can kind of see. So we do have the committee stage after that, and that's still in the House, guys. So that hasn't moved over to the Senate yet. After that, you do have your third reading. So, we're really hoping we can get some amendments and change into this because, I understand that people want to, you know, the term safety of all Canadians has been really thrown around here a lot. And, all jokes aside, yes. Everyone wants to be safe. So, we're going to do our best to try and make sure that everyone can benefit from this instead of, just getting axed completely. After the third reading, guys, obviously that goes into the Senate, and then you have a whole stage of readings and everything like that. So basically, just because it goes into the Senate doesn't mean that it'll go through the whole way, depending on the way the current government is. Everything like I think we need to stop before the Senate. So
I agree.
basically, guys, if you get through 1, 2, 3 committee stage or committee stage, then third reading for the Senate and everything like that, royal assent. That is kind of like the point of no return, where it becomes a law or an act or a statute, if is the way we call it. So yeah, that's the basic way for this. But again, um, we'll see how this plays out.
So
Yeah.
Order 66 before that.
I am the Senate.
Well,
Just to make sure people understand. So so first and second read. First reading is when they introduced the bill, and there was no sort of
Opposition, I guess.
opposition to it. Second reading is when there is actually going to be opposition to it. So this is when it was important that we get out there and email and call our representatives and say how unhappy you are, especially when some of these guys were saying, "Oh, are you talking about airsoft?" Or they auto respond with saying, they're looking into this bill C-21. That means that they're getting inundated with so many requests for it, and and then they just have to set up an auto response saying, "Yeah, we heard about what you're talking," or they'll just send out a what would they call a canvas email, or it's like a generic template that they send out to everybody saying this is for public safety, yada yada yada. So they know that something is happening, and they're just doing an auto response to it now. Committee stage is when they have, I believe it is like there's gonna be one person for NDP, one person from the bloc, 4 people from the conservative, and then 5 people from, I believe, Liberal Party, and they sort of talk over in regards to safety, what this is and what they could change up, and that's like a crucial part, especially when they're trying to introduce this into the third reading, so that they could then have opposition sort of go through it again and debate over it at third reading. And that's if they agree, and then they could throw it the committee stage. They could also throw it back to the House again and start over with first, second. I believe it's second reading, and then goes back to the committee stage again.
That's good to know.
It's one of those things where you don't learn these things in school as much. You kind of just figure it out on your own, and especially in this situation where not a lot of people
It's not
know.
important to learn how your country works.
How the country works.
Yeah,
You
just
should,
the House of
honestly, you
Commons
should.
You
channel,
guys just
or
need to know that you get out of school, you find a job, you enter society, and you just become part of the amorphous blob.
You're
You let
you
the other guys handle the important stuff.
you become subservient to your master.
Mm,
And this is
yeah.
why we have a hobby, right? This is why we have airsoft. It's our escape.
Exactly, which means don't take our hobby away.
Yeah, you want us to be loyal. Joking aside, that is how
Yeah.
it works in that's the legislative process, or what do you call workflow, or flowchart? Yeah,
tracing a bill.
tracing a bill. Yeah.
basically- yeah.
So that's how it works. Hopefully you get a little bit of education on that, because it's not an easy thing to pass law, unless what is the other way of doing it is just almost like an executive order for a prime
OIC.
minister. Yeah, OIC.
Order in council.
Or in
Yeah.
council. What they did in May.
Yeah. So that's the
well,
only way
yeah.
to do it.
Bill C-71, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Whatever.
So we don't want to dive into politics too much, but that's the other way of doing things. Hopefully it does not turn into that. I mean, fingers crossed. Or, that's when things go out
Well,
of hand.
We got an uphill fight here, guys, and we're gonna keep fighting the good fight, and just basically stay tuned, guys, because this isn't going away anytime soon.
Yep.
And yeah, like that's basically all we have, really.
So the last thing that we want to add here is while we're waiting for this to happen, it does take a while, yes. We'll keep you guys updated on what things work, but what can you do right now if like this isn't passed yet? So what can you do right now? Well, we've already told you, email your PM, contact them. But if you've already done that, what can you do now? Continue playing Airsoft.
Mhm.
Let that statistic flow. Let them know that this is still popular. This is what we want to do. Don't just outright sell your gear right away. Honestly, if that's what you want to do, that's really up to you.
Yeah.
But if you're doing that out of fear, then like that's not a good fight. You're just letting them know that this.
What's sad?
Yeah. I have no comments for that either. I reserve
face.
not to comment on that, but that's sad because we're fighting a good fight here for you guys, and we want to keep our sport. And the best thing you can do is support your
Show
local
support.
field, support your local store, let people know your hobby exists, right? Because we're
I
just.
feel like that's the biggest issue right
Yeah.
now is sparking up the discussion, because a lot of people aren't going to realize that they're going to be like, oh, okay, I'm okay with gun control legislation, and that's totally fine. Like, there are like adequate rules that need to be added and maybe some things that need to be changed. It's a discussion that's neither here nor there. When you're able to convince people that this bill is targeting, in fact, toy guns, that, ladies and gentlemen, is where you're going to have to hit the meat of the topic and be the best debater in the world, because yeah, that's basically what it is, guys, is being able to bring the discussion to the forefront. So whether you're a child and you're talking to your parents about it, guys, or whether you're a buddy and you've never been able to convince your friends to come out, but this is something that you're able to kind of like express your passion behind, like have at it. These conversations are all over the place and they need to be had.
Yep. Any last not last words, but any recommendations there, Tack, on what you want to do or what you want people to do? Because I'm sure you still want people to you still want to tech people's guns or
Yeah,
not. I don't know.
no, I do. It's all good, but it's like I just feel what's important for people to do too. If there's something that you feel like um just sitting, behind your computer, and you feel like you want to do something more kind of thing instead of just sharing and posting or whatever it is express what airsoft means, but in a positive way. If you want to get together with some of your friends, or if you want to compile some photos and stuff like that, share a story or something like that.
Hmm.
Um,
Everybody wants to hear them.
Yeah.
yeah, because you'd be surprised. I'm not saying that everyone has the same story, because everyone's story is different. People can have similar stories, right? But people want to see that, because not only does it help validate a lot of our feelings on why we're in this, right? But it also helps validate to other people, the positives, for us doing it, right? Yes, we get to play real life Call of Duty. If you want to go to the extreme side of it and stuff like that, of course, there's cool factor little things, right? But at the core of it and stuff like that, we do this because, you know, we like each other, hopefully. And if you don't, well, that's what the airsoft markers are for.
Yep. Yep.
Basically.
Um, yeah, but other than that, yeah, just sharing, experiences, sharing your stories, because like Poi was saying, a lot of people, you'd be surprised how little people know about this, and how, I guess what I want everyone to sort of look at and sort of think is that we're looking at it from one side, but you also got to take in consideration what the other side is, right? Sort of like how I kind of look at sort of like car clubs or something like that, right? Like guys who want to drive really, really fast cars. I have absolutely no idea why some people want to drive that fast, right? But like, you know what? That's because I don't know anything about it. If I probably knew about it and stuff like that, understood like everything about the motor and all the cool little things that probably go into it that make it, go super, super fast, probably then I would, probably vibe and understand
And
it,
on top of that, they have their own community too. So they have
Well,
their own
that's what
set
it
of
is.
people.
Well,
Yeah.
exactly.
That
They got their
that
own car
belonging
club
for someone, right?
and groups and stuff like that. And I get it. It's like that might be an extreme reach or something like that, but it's one example of something, right, that you can look at. And at the same time, it's because someone doesn't understand what we're doing and stuff like that. They're just looking at it from an outside perspective. Think about it from an outside perspective. You just see a bunch of people together playing with toy guns,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'm not gonna lie, if I had nothing to do with this, I would think they were dumb.
And that's why you introduce your friends to airsoft,
And exactly,
so they
because
look
you know
silly
what?
with you.
Yeah, well,
Exactly. So you're not alone.
well, you try to get everyone to remember back when you were like 5, 6, 7 years old. Playing in the backyard with your friend. Probably with like a tree branch or a hockey stick or something like that, and you guys were
Pew,
just
Talk
singing bang
pew,
insane.
bang.
pew. No,
Like
it's valid if it's pew pew. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, like I can't tell you how many times Mac and I screamed at each other saying, "I shot you first." It's like, what
It's
better
still
way
like
to
that
say
today, honestly.
no, no,
Yeah,
no, let's
Tack,
no, no,
lift
no,
up
no,
your
let's
shirt. Lift up your shirt. I shot
let's
you first.
let's get it clear. Just because I'm slower, and I didn't realize it till after we left the confrontation that it ended up that way. He may win that battle, but I will
I shot
forever
you.
know this
I
guy's a
shot you.
liar.
I shot you. I
Was there a
shot
mark on
you.
the nipple? I don't know.
I had
Who,
no
who
marks.
shot you?
You said you shot me twice in the chest. Nothing.
Twice, bro. Twice in the chest.
See, and
And your buddy too.
this is the type of stories that we want to hear, right? Because it's memorable. It's fun to remember it,
It's
and
silly feuds.
it's silly feuds. But hey, it's all fun and games, right? No one got hurt, no one got bodily harmed or
No, just my
deadly
feelings.
harmed. It's just fun.
Just some pride.
Yeah.
Yeah, just surprised knowing that I let him win based off of a lie.
Ooh. I don't think you guys are ever gonna let this go.
I'm never letting that down. Anytime this guy ever tries to like get back at me and be like, "Yo, bro, I didn't cheat," it's like, no, 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 show me the mark. Show me the mark every time now. There's not gonna be like a hit the it's like no Mac, get back over here. Turn that cheek around. Let's see this. I ain't
Turn
walking
that
to the
cheek
road. I ain't walking
I
to
thought
the
we were
road till I
talking
know.
about the bill.
No, we are now talking about airsoft moments.
There you go.
Talk about the cheeks, boy.
Yeah, I think we've talked about the bill enough.
Yeah, I think we talked about the bill enough. Yeah, just keep going out there and do what you do, guys. Let us do the work. Don't ruin it for everybody by spurting out sort of rhetoric. They're gonna come take our guns and this and that. They're not, guys. They're just let us do the work. Let us let ASIC deal with the political end of things, and as well as the organization and regulation and whatever else comes with it. Honestly, there's a lot of hardworking people in the back end. They don't want to show their names and stuff. They don't want to be mentioned. It's like a shadow group. We're just busy, guys, and we're just collecting statistics. We're just collecting information. We're sending information out there, making sure that everything is in a proper imagery, and just do what you do is just play airsoft, because if this is what you do and this is what you'd like to do on the weekend, please continue on doing it until they pass this law, which is highly unlikely, guys. Highly unlikely. We are in positive steps with a lot of things that we're doing, and we're just gonna keep going from here. It's just gonna keep moving forward. Fight's still going. It's not over with this petition. This just proves that we exist and we're in the spotlight. Okay. I guess that is it. To end this off, I did record some footages from the weekend here. I forgot to record you guys, but we're already here talking a lot, so I don't think they want an end reel of you guys talking even
I think
longer.
people hear us.
Honestly, yeah, you know what? I think people are sick of us. Let's be real.
I don't think anyone's made it this far.
Yeah. Why are you guys here? You guys like us?
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So we appreciate the people that showed up and provided their statements on what airsoft is to them and how they feel about it and what the benefits of it is and how it is to them and their community and what happens if it all disappears, right? So anyways, I'll run the clip at the very end here, but we are going to say goodbye. We got Mac up here and we got Tack down there, and I guess we'll see you guys at the next update episode, or maybe if something happens, nothing happens, we'll have another topic. We'll go back to our regular scheduled things to do.
I think we're going to be dealing with this elephant for a while, so
yeah, that's fine. We don't want to be all depressed all the time. We want to talk about something else, honestly. Like,
I think,
yeah. Anyways,
flex your gun builds, guys. Flex your gun builds.
Not right now.
Not right now. Yeah.
What?
Really? I was gonna be like, really?
Really?
Like, no.
I meant you know what I meant. God dang it,
No.
guys.
All right.
No, stories. I want to hear stories.
All right.
Let me know, guys.
Okay. Just gonna run this video, and we'll see you guys on the next podcast.
Catch you on the flip.
Hi there, my name is Chris. I'm an airsofter. I'm pretty much a pretty normal guy. On the side, I do photography and a bit of martial arts and exercise. Airsoft is just one of many of my hobbies, and I've been doing it for about 4 years now. It's been a great way to see my country. I'm originally from Alberta, and I've been moved to BC. It's an awesome way to actually get in contact with members of the community you've never actually normally interact with. These days, with the COVID lockdown especially, it's hard to honestly see people from other parts of the city, and as a result, it's been fantastic. I normally wouldn't, like back in my hometown, Edmonton, I normally never would interact with someone outside of the city limits, but as a result, I've had friends in Sherwood Park and outside of there. Same here, basically. I've been able to meet people from all over, and I would be definitely a little bit let down, I guess, if my government decides to intercede and take that away from us. It's a great way to get out and see members of the community. So please just give us a little bit of a chance here.
Hi, my name's Arden. This is Dave Gill. This is Zach Alergi. We just wanted to talk about like how airsoft has really brought us together as friends, and like I was just basically acquaintances with them at my school, and then it's kind of made a huge relationship, and we bonded over it, and it's taught us a lot about like firearm safety. What do you want to add to that?
Yeah, Airsoft taught me a lot about firearm safety. It taught me like also how to interact with people better, because before I was quite shy. Then once I got into Airsoft, I started talking to people more, and the sport has really helped me a lot with social interactions, firearm safety, and just overall got me outside a lot more. So without the sport, I don't know where I'd be.
I started playing about 2 years ago. He introduced me to the sport, and we got onto a team where we met a lot of people, and yeah, we made a lot of good friends, and it was a very good way to bond.
I think it's really a good community. It's like really welcoming, because when I first started, I just started this year, like when I got back from my vacation, and it's like everyone I've interacted with has been very nice and kind, and like it's like anytime I've had a question, I just ask them, and it's a very harmless sport. It's really fun, and you just get to hang around with your friends, and it's a nice sport, so you can actually get outside instead of playing video games, and you run around and do something more different than actual other kids that play sports.
Yeah.
So Airsoft to me is it's my escape away from everything that I do during the week. It's made some of the best friendships I've ever had. It has helped me through times where I've been depressed. I've come out here and had people help bring me up, make me feel better about everything, and let me see things in a different light. Getting rid of this, like, you'll be getting rid of my physical activities that I tend to do outside of work, and just leave me with really nothing else to do through it, like nothing to look forward to during the week. So let's not get rid of Airsoft. Let's keep it. Let's encourage it.
Okay, hey, I'm calling you. I'm an Airsofter. Airsoft is probably one of the most important things in my life right now. It's helped me get through definitely this pandemic that's going on, rather than being alone all the time. On the first days I played Airsoft, it got me out of like being just by myself and with just little to no friends. It's shown me a lot of teamwork skills, and it's just made me so many new friends that I would never have imagined that I would make. I mean, it's not just a sport to me. It's more about community than anything else. Hopefully, we will persevere and keep playing in the future.
Hi, my name is Bill. I'm an Airsofter. I started Airsoft about 7 years ago. I made a lot of friends during this 7 years. When I first started, I'm just a regular player. When I got more experience, I started running some games, translating from English to Chinese about field rules, and bring all the players from different cultural backgrounds together to play, enjoying the game. If the game is ended, I will be no longer making new friends from this game that I wouldn't make elsewhere. And also, I think this game brings a lot of people together from different cultural background. It's a great event for all of us. Would that be
Hi, my name is Leon. I'm an Airsofter. It's 2 years ago, and I came to Canada. The first outdoor sport is the Airsoft. My friend introduced me, and I really love this sport. If the Airsoft got banned or something, yeah, I'm pretty upset or something. And Airsoft is a good way to making friends. I meet a lot of friends like Bill, like Leo, like Steve. I make a lot of friends from Airsoft. So yeah, if they abandon the Airsoft, yeah, hard to say that.
What's Airsoft to me? Airsoft it's not really just a sport, it's more or less a lifestyle for me. It's helped me through quite a few things actually, with like social anxiety, making new friends, just giving me something to do so I can actually get out of the house. Because when it came to anxiety, when it was talking to people, making new friends, that wasn't really much of a strong suit for me. It helps me so much to come out here knowing that I can just play with people that I've never met and have an actual friendship, so I can actually look forward to something doing instead of just going home and going to sleep. But if all that were to be taken away from us, it would be more or less heartbreaking for me and probably quite a few other players who haven't actually, well, for the ones who aren't coming out right now, they'd have something stripped away from them. A whole community would be torn down, essentially. And if Trudeau ends up doing that, we don't really know what we're gonna do. There's obviously gonna be a lot of upset people, me included. There's just so many things that could go wrong when it comes to this. And we can't just have Airsoft taken away from us just like that. We really need to stand up for it.
Airsoft means almost the world to me right now. Coming out of volleyball in college, Airsoft was where I put all that kind of athletic capability and mindset, and bringing that athlete team orientation to it, including the guy behind the camera. I don't really see him a lot, but when I do, he's always happy to see me and a smile on his face. And losing that would not be a positive in my life. My wingman, also my best man and my best friend, me and him game every time. We don't come to the field without each other. So not having somewhere to go to get away from our normal jobs and our normal life stresses is something that I don't think, not something I couldn't operate really without of, and I would have to really do some homework and dig into something else I would have to figure out.
What Airsoft means to me, big part of it, 2 parts mainly. I do a lot of Airsoft tech work, which is the breaking apart things and getting creative, learning how to fix things, getting hands-on. It's been a really big hobby for me. Spent a lot of time in that, a lot of energy and effort. Communicating with a lot of people as well to overcome those problems, overcome the issues that we have in our sport with technical problems, fixing things break, and we make sure that everything's running smoothly when it comes to game day. Made a lot of friends in this sport. My best friend here with me today, and it's definitely something that we hold very true to ourselves and keeps us together. Bachelor parties and everything are all here doing Airsoft, and it's definitely something that we enjoy.
Hi, my name is Spencer, this is Rowan, and this is Quinn. I've been playing Airsoft for almost a year now, and I've learned so much about gun safety. I've made a bunch of new friends, and that's helped me with teamwork and social anxiety. If this bill passes, I'll lose lots of friends and a great hobby that I've learned to love.
Yeah, I'm Quinn. Airsoft for me has been a great experience so far for the past 7 months or so. Throughout COVID as well, it's been really tough, and this has been acted as somewhat of an escape for me from anxieties and worries and stuff. So it's been, yeah, I've made lots of new friends, and it's been really great.
Airsoft for me has been a great time for the past 9 months or so. It's helped me through social anxiety and gain more friends, and kind of helped me out of depression and stuff like that.
Hi, I'm Veronica. I'm a paralegal, and we play Airsoft. Airsoft is a great outdoor activity for adults and kids to play with toy guns. As someone in my mid-30s and with an autoimmune illness, Airsoft during COVID has been a wonderful form of exercise and activity that I enjoy. My husband and I started playing Airsoft over a year ago, and the community is so welcoming to all new players. The new bill C-21 will destroy Airsoft. And not just the hundreds of businesses that rely on Airsoft goods and services, but also will destroy a wonderful community that has been built around a great activity that can be enjoyed by all Canadians of all ages.